So today is day 4 with Lily. A lot of things that are going, obviously today, are a lot better. I actually, right before we were going to film, she's had problems tying up. Now, not that she couldn't tie up, but there's, it was kind of a little iffy. I had her tied up there over just at the wall for probably 10-15 minutes while we were getting some stuff set up, and she never acted like she wanted to pull back. She didn't walk around. She just stood there, and she's happily. And that comes from basically that comes from just teaching them to stand on the ground by themselves. Like when they can stand here by themselves without walking around like crazy, then you're getting well on your way to be able to tie your horse up. Like a lot of the times when I first start a 2-year-old or get a new horse here, like Lily, I don't tie him up for the first, well, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I don't tie them up until I know that when I leave them stand somewhere, they can stand there on their own. So that's a good rule of thumb. So we're not going to do very much of the catching exercise today because, as you can see, she's kind of acting pretty good. Like, I mean, she's pretty relaxed standing in here, and I'm pretty happy with how she is. So, but we're going to touch on it again. I mean, all of this just is going to take practice, and from here we're gonna, just kind of go through everything pretty quickly, and not because we need to rush through them, but we're probably not going to have to spend as much time on all of this stuff, and hopefully you aren't while you're training your horse too, because, as things get better and they get more, they get improve at this and they understand the exercises, things go along a lot quicker and you don't have to spend as much time with it. So I like this now. Remember when we first started, it was hard to get her to even travel around the whole way. So she's kind of grinding, licking her lips a little bit here, moving her lips. I like that, which tells me she's relaxed. Now I'm going to ask her to speed up. Very good. So more responsive, isn't she? She's starting to get to where when I ask her to move, she moves. So she's kind of right here. I want to get her to where she'll go past this gate without stopping and breaking gate. Very good. Now I might just ask her to come in here. Very good. Change directions. That was good. Speed up. Very good. Didn't even have to cluck that time. I just put my hand up and suggested to her and she moved. That's great. I love that. Just keep it going again past that gateway, and that's kind of natural. A lot of horses might want to stick by that gate or think they're going to might get to rest here because that's where they get to go to rest. Obviously when we go out the gate they're going out there. So this is all looking very good. Come over here, change directions. Speed up. Good. So remember we were having the problem, not yesterday, the day before I think it was, where when I would ask her to come in off the fence just like she did then, she would come in and she'd want to face back the opposite way, like she was going to go that way, and it was all usually on the right hand side here because she didn't want to look at me out of her right eye. And remember we drove her off a few times, every time she did. Now look how she's standing. That's a lot better. She's not anticipating the turn. She's not worried about it. She's just standing there relaxed. Her head's, for a horse that's kind of high-necked and higher, now, has a head higher anyway, she's starting to drop her old head down there and very relaxed about it. So, I don't think she's licking the lips here. So they're a little bit worried here. So she's still got some issues. I mean, when it comes to, and it's not so much the issues she had, like she's trying to be bad, she's a little bit worried about that. So instead of walking right at her, I'm just gonna kind of cruise around here and show her that I'm not, see how she just doesn't know whether to leave me, let me come up there, excuse me. So, I'm just gonna build her confidence here. I don't want her to think that every time I walk up to her, and again, we're gonna continue doing the run up and rub exercise. It's going to fix a lot of this. So I'm just going to walk up there and show her that I love, just pat her and love on her a little bit, and then I'll walk away. And then I'll come back up here again and do the same thing. So just, a horse like this, you're not that worried about. It's going to fix itself over time. You just don't want to see what you've got to be careful of here, and I want people to understand this, is if she was to walk off now, like she's doing everything very good, but if she was to walk off now and I was chase her, you've got to be very careful that they don't mistake, every time that they do something wrong, they're going to start taking off, or you're going to chase them. So that time there, she walked off, and I just went over and said, no, I don't want you to walk off, and she turned back towards me and let me walk up there. Now you can see she's not as worried about it because I built a confidence up here, and she's not as worried, and that's how I want her to act more when I walk up to her. So I'm going to catch her now and we'll move on. One thing I want to talk about is when you go up to catch your horse, make sure that you've got everything prepared to be able to do it. So what I like to do is have my halter, tied like I usually would tie it while it was on their back. On their back, excuse me, on their head. And then I'm going to place that over my arm like this. And I'm going to loop my lead rope over my arm as well. So when I walk up there, I've got everything prepared. I don't want to walk up there like this with my hand like this, and when I get there, I've got to get everything ready. I want to be ready and prepared when I get there, especially on a horse that's hard to catch or has got some catching issues. So I want to make sure that I've got things right. I just need, you need to start being prepared for what you're about to do. So when I walk up here, I'm where I need to be. Then all I got to do is reach over her neck and grab the lead rope and put it around her neck here. So then I've got her caught, basically. I mean, if she was to try and move away now, I could just catch her and pull her back like this. I can move her around wherever I need to move her around. And then, if I walked up to her and I had my rope like this, I'm going to have to get up here, and then when I get here and I've spent all this time trying to catch her, and then I get here like this, and now I've got to start fumbling around, she's got a chance of moving away. Whereas if I come prepared, that's not going to happen. So I want to just walk up to her and be able to put the lead rope over her neck, and then I can go undo my halter. Same thing, tail of the halter, or the part that goes over the top of their head there. I'm going to put that around on the right hand side. I'm going to hold that with my right hand. I'm going to open my hand, try and open up this so I can, and I'm just going to try and scoop her nose up with it. So I'm not going to just I'm not going to hold onto this like this and try and put her nose in it like this, because that's not very efficient. And I'm not going to try and put it up here like this on her nose, because you can see it's pretty hard to do anyway, and she can walk away from you. So I don't want to get in the habit of doing things the hard way. I want to do things the easy, most efficient way. So for me, it is put my hand over their neck, hold my halter so it's open, and I'm just going to scoop up their nose. And then I can just put the tail through the eye or loop of the halter, go around and tie it. So it's all about being efficient. You don't want to try and make your job harder than what it already is. So obviously the first thing we do every day, make sure that she's comfortable with the lead rope, do some desensitizing, and this is great to me. This horse is being very, very good. Change sides. Again, very good. So I don't have to spend a lot of time doing this. I mean, this is something you can do while you catch them, standing around in the afternoon, in 5 minutes before you feed them, or while you're feeding them. I mean, I wouldn't say while you're feeding them, but before you feed them, after you feed them. Anytime you want, you can just be standing there. When you're standing there with your friends, standing on the ground, you can be desensitizing them, waiting for them to just relax and get them to the point where they don't care about that. So from there, we're going to go to step number 2. Step number 2 is disengage the hind end. Make sure the rib cage is soft. Very, very good. Very good there. Now I'm just going to ask her to move her shoulders over. Now I'm going to stand up, move up here to the right hand side. Ask her to disengage her hind end. keep soft in the rib cage, and that's what she's doing. Everything's soft right here. Very good, good girl. So now, I don't need to stay with this too long. I just want to make sure she's responsive. Very good. Now the main thing I want to concentrate on is the softer these horses get all the way through the body, the more you'll see them step underneath with that inside hind foot. So if your horse can barely even cross over, the chances are that he's going to be very stiff through the body. But when your horse starts getting really soft, they'll step all the way up underneath there, just like that. Very good. So she's doing very good there. So obviously we're not going to stay there very long. So now the next step would be to lunge her around us. I'm going to put my direction hand up. I'm going to, there. So she didn't move off the direction hand, but as soon as I started twirling my lead rope here and asking her to move and walking towards her shoulder, then she moved off. She knew what it meant. So again, we had a lunging problem here. We don't have a lunging problem as much anymore, so I'm not going to stay with that all day. Move her, yield her hind end or disengage that hind end, make sure she moves away from it and looks at us. Now I'm going to ask her to go off the other way. Much better on the left side, her left side, my right side, because she moved when I asked her to move. So again, she's lunging around this side, she's getting a lot better. There. Now I'll ask her back this way. Good. That time I didn't have to twirl the lead rope. So that time I had to discipline her because she kind of acted like that whole popping up thing, like she was before she came here. She's kind of thinking, oh, I don't want to do that. There, that was much better. When I asked her to go that time, she just took off. So again, it's going to be a work in progress a little bit with this being refining it a little bit better, but the whole idea there, as you can see, is much, much better. So again, like I talked about earlier on, I don't want to stop her until it's my idea to stop. I'm not going to let her stop when she wants to, because that's kind of what she was doing before she came here. Now that's a good time to stop her. Very good. She was moving around. So now from there, we'll go to the next step in the lunging, which would be ask her to lunge around us. Well, we're going to start putting two things together. So we ask her to lunge around us, and then we'll step in and get her a little bit shorter. We'll ask her to start disengaging her hind end, and she can do that. So these are what we call spirals. So I ask her to go out around us. So she's out further on the lead rope, almost not as far as she can go, but almost as far as she can go. Then I'm just going to start stepping in a little bit. I'm going to slide my hand down the lead rope a little bit, and I'm going to start walking towards her hind end a little bit, towards her rib cage right here. Now just like when I'm disengaging, I'm going to ask her to disengage her hind end and get soft in the rib cage. Very good. So I think she's very great with that. I don't need to stay with that all day long. I think touching on that, keeping it fresh with her, keeping it exciting for her is a really good thing to do. So now I'm going to start stepping it up to the third level of the lunging. Now we're going to make it a little more difficult. So we're going to make a lunge around us. Then we're going to step in here and we're going to ask her to disengage her hind end. And from here we're just going to stand still and drive her off the other way. Very good. So lunge her around us. Slide your hand down a little. Oops, if she stops and backs up like that, or your horse stops and backs up, they're only just anticipating it, so just keep them going around just a little bit longer. Now just step in behind that hind end here. Drive that hind end away, get them soft in the rib cage. Now swap hands, stand still, drive the shoulders off. Very good. Come around here, make sure they yield that hind end. Keep there, swap sides. Yield that hind end. Get that disengaging happening, make sure they're soft. Make sure they're soft. There, now just move that shoulders across, good. Very good. So again, no need to stay with that. That's going to be something you can do a lot of every day. Just do little bits here and there. So again, from there, you know, after we've done pretty much every step, we've basically now we've disengaged her hind end, we've lunged her around us, then we put two of them together, and then we moved the shoulders across. So we want to make sure she understands to go left and right. So we put all three together then. Now we're just going to start stepping it up a little bit. So we're going to ask her to lunge around us, and we're not going to set her up and we're not going to spiral in. So we're going to take the spiral away, and we're just going to step over in front of her and change directions. Very good. That's it, a little bit mixed up there, no problem. So the main thing is you want to stay behind the drive line here, which is where the girth line would be. You got to stay behind that, and then when you're ready to change directions, you want to change hands with your lead rope, step over in front of the drive line and drive her back away. Step over in front of the drive line, drive her back away. Step over in front of the drive line, drive her away. Very good. Very good. So now I'm starting to get total control of her. Oh, very good. So all the things we've taught her on the ground now are all coming together. She's starting to get to where she understands them all. She's doing them with no or to very little resistance, which whenever she shows a little bit of resistance, it's a little bit of confusion is about all it is. She's like, what do you want me to do? So she's almost over trying what she's going to do. So now that we've done some of the exercises, the sensitizing exercises or the move your feet exercises, now we're going to go back and just desensitize her a little bit. So I'm going to pick up the flag, which we need to do more of, and get her okay with it. So first thing, because she's a little worried about this flag, I'm going to introduce it to her just like every other day. I'm going to let her sniff it, let her accept it. So I'll just let her accept it here. She's moving towards it, so I'll just take it away and just keep building the confidence there. So now I want to be able to walk up to her and rub her with it. So you can see there's still a little bit of jumpiness there. So I'm just going to rub her all over. So this is all going to be an ongoing thing until we can get her to where she doesn't worry about it. Now, I'm going to say for her, this is 100% better than when she was, because she was running away from it and worried about it. She even, you know, acted like she might want to kick at it. So I just want to rub her all over and just show her now that she's standing still, just rub her with it until she relaxes. Up under her neck, just all over. Now I'm going to put it on her. Oh. So just rub her on the head here. It's giving me a good opportunity just to come on the other side. Then move to the other side, rub her on the back. So everything you do on one side, you're obviously going to do it on both sides, on the opposite side. Just rub her all over, touch her with it. Doesn't matter where it touches her. Doesn't matter if it flaps or hits her. If she wants to get jumpy, then she's got to get used to it. So pretty good with that. Now we're going to use the flag to get her to move around. So again, if you have to tap her with it to make a move, which is only natural because she hasn't really learnt to, what we just did, we spent time desensitizing her and getting her comfortable with the flag, which, you know, obviously we don't want her to move her feet, and then we say, hey, move your feet with the flag. So she's just going to have to start distinguishing the difference. So now I'm going to use some more there. So all I do is just move the flag, put some energy behind the flag, and use the flag to get her to move. So I'll use some energy with the flag, good, then I'll put the flag down. So I don't want to keep holding it up here all the time, because that's not a relief for what she needs you know, what she can understand. She's like, what I want her to understand is when I wave it means speed up, but when I put it down, it just stay at that speed. Speed up, stay at that speed. Good. So now we're going to see some things go, you know, a little bit backward because we're using something that she's a little bit worried about, which is the flag. So she doesn't know whether she should run from it or what she should do. There, good girl. So she's getting a little, she's pulling more on the lead rope now, which is fine. So I'll just bump on the lead rope every time she pulls on me. I'm just going to pull back a little bit. I'm not going to pull against her and try and fight her with it. I'm just going to do a sharp pull, like pull and leave her alone. Pull and leave her alone. Pull and leave her alone. So she understands that whenever she's in here with softness on the lead rope, she gets to feel nothing. So we're not quite getting a canter out of her on a... So right here, there, close. So now what I like is that when I ask her to go, she's not running backwards as much, she's starting to stay in the circle. There, good girl. So I might just let her have a rest there. I'm going to ask her to come in closer to me. Ask her to go off this way. So I didn't need to use the flag because whenever I use the flag, it means she needs to move her feet. But if she is already moving her feet, I don't want to use the flag because I don't need to. It's more of a help to get some energy behind your horse's feet or his momentum. Oh, there you go, good boy. So there again, when she got back off there and got confused, before when she first came here or before she came here, she would just rear up because she was... Now she knows not to rear up. She knows to just follow the feel. So she's much better on this right side because there, good. So I just got to show her that she can canter. Good, good girl. Good. So she's speeding up when I ask her, and I'm using the... Notice here I'm using the fence to stop her from running sideways. So I'm getting her comfortable doing it here next to the fence, so she'll just canter around. So when I start doing it out here, she's not going to drag me sideways. But she's doing very well. Very good. So basically all this is going to be is just repetitive stuff. Just keep doing it over and over and over again, and until they get very good at it. So we don't have to stay here just doing it over. I will do nothing different than what I've been doing and what I've been teaching during this filming. When I'm not filming, I'll do the same thing until they get perfect at it. So you know, we're not really we're not really going to do too much more of this. I might try a little bit more on the left circle because I felt like this is the one she was pulling on me a little bit more. She seems to be a little better there. So I just want to make sure that when I put my hand up, so right here she's a little bit worried, so no problem. Just want to make sure that, good. So I might just let her stop there because that was pretty good for what she's doing. So now that pretty much everything she's doing, she can do, everything she needs to know how to do, she can do on the ground. So you know, we're going to move on now and start doing some more stuff. So everything that you've seen in the last, you know, 3 days before this is what we're going to continue doing for the next, you know, however long it takes to get her until she's, you know, really good at all the groundwork. I think I would probably say 80% of it she's pretty good at, and 20% of it that she's, you know, still got work to go. But again, she's not great, she's not good at it. She's just okay because she's just learning. So you know, we're just going to stick with it and we'll move on from here.